Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome back for some more EVE Online. In today's video we are doing the very first of these challenges for the event, for the anniversary event that CCP is running at the moment, and I just found my first EOM Cyno network, what is it called, spoofing facility. Should be just a data site, but I'm not sure. Oh god damn it, and there's someone else in here as well. So this has clearly been very noticeable, is that a lot of players are active in this event, and it's very difficult to find anything. Now, what is interesting is that a new cosmic signature has just spawned. So I just checked like half a dozen systems at least, or is this one that I just hadn't scanned just yet? Interesting. We can kind of confirm it's apparently even a single hack that you have to do, and it's clearly run in very small ships that are, you know, not at risk of any combat activities, so that is good to know, but I'm not sure. So that was a wormhole, and then here we get another signature. Now in the meantime, all of a sudden I am seeing a rogue capital shipyard as well. This is just another wormhole, unfortunately. And also these, at first I did a full round looking for one of these combat sites and just couldn't find a single one of them. So apparently I would say pretty... Oh, and I do get a reward from just warping in the site. Interesting. We'll claim that. Let's see if it gives me the exact same thing. Now I have to open up a data vault, and so these are set up for you to basically have that logical progression, right? Find a site, warp into it, get 5 points. Next up, hack the site, get into the data vault, get another 5 points, 10 points, not sure exactly what it is, and then we'll probably get the challenge again to try and find the data site. But yeah, when someone else is running these sites, unfortunately we can't quite combine that. So not the best of starts, basically. Let's see if we can find a couple close by to Isasama where I have most of my stuff, and otherwise we could try to find or to run one of these combat sites as well. But yeah, this is my first foray in the event, doing this in a Mars space mostly because I had to get back here once again for the blueprint copy business, and also of course for my PI that's quite full. And I must say, well, the nullsec overlords that are starting to really spread their influence into HiSec, because they need HiSec resources now just to keep their factories up and running, are really starting to squeeze us a little bit more, because the tax rate for PI in Dital is now up to 20%, which is actually quite expensive, and it might be interesting for me to start and look for another place to do my PI. So next up here we do have a Sanshas command relay as well, and a cosmic signature. As Scanna went down, I really wanted to focus on these data sites, so let's maybe try to combine that. Quite a bit of a surprise that, let's see here, go like that. It's the one on the planet. All right, let's go. That the combat sites then are still available. That's definitely rather unusual. I can do a full round here and still have access to this Sanshas command relay that I scanned down maybe like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes ago or something like that. So let's try to combine this. Let's take the gate, and then let's hope that this is also an EOM data site. And now we can catch both of these. 6 people in local. Yeah, we've definitely gone down quite a lot. And there's some... oh, it is a data site. Interesting. All right, then I'm going to just approach this. Try to maybe fire a couple of shots at these guys first. Press analyze. Click 1. All right, doesn't want to do it. All right, let's do it manually then. And it is a data site that's, well, apparently not too easy to scan, so that's definitely noticeable as well. Don't expect the easiest time scanning these down. You need, you know, decent skills or a specialized chip, of course, to find these quickly. And no, it's just a data processing site for the Sanshas. Well, all right, lesson learned. Let's move on. Let's get towards the Black Ops commander then. And let's deploy some small drones and see if we can't do some damage. Let's try to take this one down first here. Black Ops Command Squad Leader may have some loot for me, but yes, my very first experience, I would say, and my first intuition here for the event is to do the same thing that I actually do quite often. Skip it and focus on your other activities at first, especially when you like to do exploration like I do. You know, you've got a lot less competition for this part of the game, while the event is highly being sought after by everyone, and so this gives you opportunities to find some good loot there, while, well, everyone else is competing for the other stuff, for the event stuff itself. So let's see here. Loot wreck. That's the Overseer. None of my drones are being attacked at the moment. They've been very aggressive against them. You can see here, almost all of them are actually in or in armor damage, and a single one does manage to take this down pretty easily. Don't have very good drones on this one, but all right. It's just, this is my all-around Stratios that I'm using on this one, the one that I use for testing purposes and for the scanning jobs that we need to do when there is an event like this one. Main reason, well, I can also covert ops, I can also scram someone if there happens to be a thief or something like that. This is a nice little all-around chip that's not great at anything, but it can basically do almost anything, and you know, even PvP, even catching a thief or cloaking, right, scoping stuff out. If you're like completely unsure what the site's like, you know, warp in cloaked, take a look, yeah, get out if you have to. It has all of these options, and it also has a integrated analyzer, so it can run relic sites, it can run data sites. You know, if it wasn't that a slightly more specialized hull is more efficient in what that can do, like for instance the Gila for combat sites, you know, just faster, tankier, easier, and honestly for the data relic stuff in high-sec, you might as well take a specialized frigate. You've got speed and all of that stuff as a big advantage, but you know, for an all-round option, the Stratios is definitely up there as well. It's a very, very good chip that can do a lot of stuff. So next here, let's see, try and grab their attention at least a little bit, get a couple of shots in, because they've been so aggressive on the drones that that's what I'm gonna do first. This guy has a little bit of a bumping problem right off the bat, so let's maybe speed ourselves up as well, activate the small drones, and go for that Black Ops commander. Is he pulling free? Yep. All right, so this time he's deciding to go down and he's rushing at me while my drones are on his shields, and then my volley does come in as well. Shields almost down, so there we go. He has been destroyed. Wreck at 10. Drones, well, you can choose another target, that's just fine. I do like how these Amar drones, these Acolyte II, actually look in space, right? Very clear laser beams that go after the target. That is pretty cool. Let's do return to drone bay, and well, all right, it's a faction piece, 2 of them in fact, but nothing that special. And yeah, room number 2, kind of a warning. Look at that. Repping doesn't fully keep up. It's a lot of destroyers. It is actually sometimes more DPS than what you might expect, especially if you don't go for a cruiser hull in this 3 out of 10. But overall, of course, you know, once you find the loot pinata, rush that, get out. It's not really that big of a deal. All right, we get a couple more systems that we could check. But so far, this has been the pattern, although it's only been day 1, of course, that very, very busy for the event sites, and that leaves you room to find other stuff with a lot less competition. And for some reason, the map keeps popping up whenever I go into a new system. I don't really mind, but it's not what I'm used to. Is there like a control click or something that's still on? No, it's not. We get 2 more signatures to check here. Let's take a look. Hope that we can also try that data site. So it is a data site, and see if you know, if we can't get the event site to be run as well, to be shown here. EOM, probably not. Yeah, immediately I could actually tell. I should have known, should have seen it right away. You know, this was too easy to scan. It's just going to be a regular high-sec data site. The event site itself is actually a lot larger in circumference and pretty tough to actually scan down. So let's see if it's the second one. That's decently large, I would say. So we may have a chance here. Quite at the center, and oh goddamn, another Helios that's running this as well. Well, honestly, of course, a lot of players will be combining all of that. On top of that, these data sites now potentially drop some of the new stuff, so that could be very interesting for them. And then this is a combat site. Let's see if that's another good one that we could run. Then that's really going to be my pattern for now until it dies down a little bit for the event. I'm going to explore and run the combat sites. It's just a Sasha lookout. That's unfortunate. All right. Let's move on to Tashinas. Hope that this explorer in the data sites is going in the different direction, and then kind of hope for a late spawn of the signatures so that we can still catch up. And I want to try and find this one. It's apparently called a Cyno network spoofing facility, which is kind of interesting if you think about it. I mean, we're talking storyline, of course, with the equilibrium of man that have somehow deployed capital forces to attack planets. But what could this mean for us when it comes to maybe changes to the Rorcal or changes to the larger mining ships, and potentially how they could interact with Cynos? How could we use Cynos in high-sec? It's interesting. It's pure speculation, but perhaps there's more there than just you know, an event-related Cyno spoofing device. Could be cool. All right, this one also honestly feels large. Maybe not actually, now that I look at it. Though this is not that good a result for something that's this close to the center apparently. So kind of hoping that what we're seeing here is that previous explorer went here, didn't find anything because the signature wasn't there yet, then moved on and ran the other data site, and that this is like one of these spawns. But I'll be honest, 7% is very low for 2 scans, so this could very well be like a sleeper cache or something like that. Yeah, it definitely feels like it's going to be super tough to fully narrow down here. So I'm going to do much smaller, give it a go. It is a data site, yeah, well, which is also expected for a sleeper cache or cache, but let's see, maybe 41%. EOM, come on, give me an EOM site. Local Sansha production. And that was this hard to scan down? Alright. Well, if you're looking for data sites or combat sites, this is not that bad in experience. There was even one in detail that I didn't run, but let's take a look at this one. And hope for some of the new loot. Stuff that I got there so far: Takamal, binary, text, Talocan, mathematics, and just some extra stuff. So that's been the result so far. But this one was decently tricky to find. It's 4 of them. This is not like Covert. No, so this is not going to explode either. All right, let's run this one. And I would say, considering the competition that we've seen so far, it's actually pretty good that I can find it and run it. So let's go and let's hope for some loot. 11, 10, what's the range on this? 5 kilometers. All right, let's cut this one off. Should be able to get in soon. And what do we got? Should be around here somewhere. There it is. And we have, all right, not a lot. Burst of speed. Should get, damn it, I was just too slow on that. Should be in range, no problem. Let's see if it's all the way in the little corner here. No. There it is. And we've got, well, a needlejack filament, but that's still not any of the new stuff. I haven't explored in a decently long time, but I also must say, after that first recording, where my very first data site did yield some of the new stuff, I haven't had any of it drop in high sec, so it does seem to be very, very rare. I think we can stop this one next. Get within 5 kilometers. Oh. Definitely stop too soon. All right, lesson learned. This is not one of those fast frigates that'll easily overshoot the loot. Okay, that's a 4. There it is. And we get, nope, more Cloaking stuff. Move in here. Last chance. Come on. Give us something good. And this time I'll actually see if we do like get too big of a bounce when I still have my Afterburner on this one. Right. There it is. No, we are absolutely fine, and unfortunately that is really not a lot of ISK for the effort. But yeah, this is what I was saying, right? Can this ship run all of this, right? Can it do combat sites? Can it do the data sites at the same time? Yes. I mean, its Afterburner fits so that I could catch someone in PvP as well. But is it good at these data sites? No, obviously a faster ship, micro-up drive, all of that stuff would be better. So it's like definitely one of those all-around okay ships, but always beaten by a more specialized ship for any of the tasks that it chooses, right? Whether it is the combat sites, and here again, okay, that one is still sticking around as well. So I had noticed that there was another Sanshas command relay that was available, and it's still just sitting there. The full focus of explorers is on all of these data sites, and for the combat sites themselves, everyone is focusing on the anomalies, and so you get stuff like this that becomes quite available for explorers that are looking for something else, or that try to take advantage basically of all of that rush on the event sites. So let's run this one as well. Let's hope for a little bit of loot, and then yeah, I was hoping to be able to show you guys a full run of that event site, but that is apparently not happening unless we get lucky, right? If a signature would still spawn in, and now there's even competition in these as well. This is belying me. Let's take a quick look. Why the hell hasn't it despawned yet? Am I then just too late, or what's happening here? Definitely curious. Is this the Overseer wreck? Let's see if... Nope. Has that not been looted or something? This, to me, does feel kind of weird. Everything is clearly completed. Even the launchers are gone, but the site is still available. So did something go wrong in room number 2? It feels kind of strange that I would be like this close behind on someone this late after actually having scanned this down probably, what, 35 minutes ago. So what's happening here? Yeah, I actually am right behind a confessor that's running this, apparently kind of slowly. And he still hasn't gone for the loot either. Let's see. Do I want to try to snipe this down? Let's give it a go. Approach. F. Approach this guy. Put this on, and then maybe if he steals, we could get some PvP in there. It could be interesting. Oh, he did just snag it. All right, he was paying attention. Well, we could only give it a little bit of a try. And then I kind of want to go a little bit further. So let's move on to Neil. Lots of stuff happening all of a sudden though. So that's pretty cool. That's fun. This is a nice exploration round. And then you may be wondering, what were you going to try and steal his loot? Well, yes, but my philosophy is always when it's this situation, I do still go for the loot, right? But I give the player that was there first a 50% founder's fee as for the value of whatever it is that dropped. So if it's like a 10 million drop, I'd give him 5 million. If it's a 100 million drop, I'd actually give him 50 million. That's my philosophy for kind of jumping in there and stealing their loot. That's how I try to keep it fair, but this is still a sandbox. You're still, you know, in competition with each other, and if I am able to snag that loot and get my own 50% of the payout, I would definitely do so. Next up here, we still have a couple signatures here, so who knows? These seem decently large, and they have to be new since I also scanned this system on my first round. And 9 in local. We do have a Tatara here. Interesting. Kind of feels like that one is new and we could dock there. Let's see what these are. And so, okay, my very first impression, you know, was that we could pretty easily take our time and everything, but competition is still pretty hot. Then we get a relic site and something that, all right, it's a little bit lower, but feels like it's not that easy to scan. So that could be good news. Okay. Just probably 14% in not a great spot. So still feels like it could be what I'm looking for. It is a data site. Good. Get it, get it, get it. Maybe I'll do a quick look on the D-scan. Nothing in my immediate vicinity. And whoa, it's another Sansha one. It's a local Sansha data terminal that felt like it was actually decently hard to scan down. And so that is unfortunately still not what I'm looking for. I'm willing to keep going for until like the next round back in SSAMA, but very, very surprising pattern here, right? This is like what, the third good combat site that we spot, and this is like the fourth data site that we spot as well. We're being overwhelmed with this stuff, and oh, this is nasty. Don't do this. You're actually punishing yourself with this a little bit. Unless you're like in a very, very weird time spot situation. But by not finishing this data sites, there's gonna be nothing good in these, of course. But by not finishing these, you don't give it the chance to respawn, which could be right next door, and for you to get another extra data site. So this is sort of, you know, understandable laziness in a sense, but you're really you know, making your own runs less effective, I feel, by not completing the site. It really doesn't take that much extra time to hack all of these containers, and then you'll see that it'll despawn very quickly. So it's even an empty one. So then you'll see very quickly that it'll despawn, and that means that there's another 4 containers that will be available somewhere else in the universe. And generally, I think they're like tied to certain areas of space, since after all, these are Sansha sites. And so definitely, you know, for the good, I was trying to steal just a moment ago, but for the good of the other explorers here, we are going to finish this site so that it can despawn, and then we gotta go lower. There, we can stop this. And so still haven't found anything really juicy, but a lot of stuff happening here on this small exploration round back in Amar space. So that is pretty cool. I guess we'll push up until we finish the round, so get back to SSAMA. There's also still a refuge, so anomalies can be run pretty comfortably, I think, at the moment. Not sure why the map keeps popping up, but alright, here you see another refuge and just a wormhole, so we get nothing new. Upper is next. But yeah, these refuges, you know, and some of the other anomalies could definitely be worth it as well, hunting for escalations. And as we speak, another one of these is down, and so there is definitely someone running these as well. But I would say that my first idea there still in all likeliness holds up. You're going to have less competition for the regular exploration sites for these anomalies, as a lot of focus is going on these event sites, which are, like, as you can see here, impossible to find at the moment. Here we get just a couple more refuges in the cluster. Again, a couple of anomalies that we could run. But yeah, the signatures, those are all gone. Then we get Lydia, Udella, and now we're back in Esesama. And why the hell is this blinking here? Well, I got my first 5 points, so you can see we're definitely just getting started. What are these rewards? Griffin, Molus, Crucifier, Vigil, Basilisk, Oneros, Guardian, and Scimitar. Honestly, nothing that I fly very often, so my motivation to push for all of these points and seeing how hard a time I'm having at the moment getting any of that done, not too high. I'll probably try to just run enough of this so that it's fun to do, but that's really it. And yeah, the Vigil, honestly, I'd be a little bit worried in this Stratios. It'll be able to run it, but the tank is going to take quite a little bit of a beating on this side, so you do have to be fast on the trigger on this one. So let's try to finish this round, keep this under half an hour, and just hope for a lucky signature. I could get back for this in the Gila then, I think. And then we get, well, at least we have a new signature, so let's align Esesama. 16 in local, that's actually quite a lot. Size-wise, it looks promising, I would say. That's decently large. And, oh, alright, the combat site's still up and running as well. Interesting. So not that easy to scan this one. Kind of confirmed. But we've been tricked by that a couple times before. So let's see what we got. A little bit lower. Okay, it's moving around a lot. And there they come. I was expecting something. I was wondering where they were, but here's the Rattlesnake and a Dominic's. No doubt about it that they are going for that EOM Rogue Capital shipyard site. And then unfortunately it's just a Sansha relic site. Well, there's not a lot that we can do there, but okay. After my initial round it was like, man, everyone is focusing on this event site. I'm not really seeing a lot of activity, but it's just pretty busy here in the Void region around Dital. We're seeing lots of stuff, lots of players focusing on all of these different activities, from the event combat sites to the data sites to just general exploration. Yeah, competition felt a little bit stronger than when I was first expecting. Final system. Esesama, do we have anything new here? And unfortunately we do not. So I'm heading back to the station. Perhaps I'll do a comparison in a little bit and do a round like this in Galente space as well. But for now, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.